Hi everybody, welcome to a new tutorial from Sound for More. It's Leo speaking. Today I'm going to continue the journey in learning tonality. Before I start, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe, and that helps with growing the channel. First of all, compared to previous tutorials on tonality, you will see that the user interface has changed a bit. Indeed, from the last tutorial I have recorded, there are a few changes on the UI, but fundamentally there are a new addition, but the application is, all the principles behind the application are still the same, and the application has improved. So today we are going to look at scales. So if you click down here after chords on this symbol, you click on it, you go on to the scales section. So first of all, scales is a group of notes. As you can see here, we are on C major. So you have on the C scale, C major scale, you have this note C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. You can search by name. You click on there and you can say minor and then type enter. And it will start to look for scales which are minor, in this case C natural minor, C harmonic minor, etc., etc. You can click on the exit, of course, to delete the search. Here you have the ability to choose the starting note for the scale. So for example, if I want the scale in C or in D or E, you can just select here the different notes on the scale. So let's now click on C. The other thing that you can do here is select sharp. In this case, I've selected C sharp, so we'll start to show you scale which start with C sharp, in this case major. Now let's go back to neutral. Let's remove the root note for the scale. And now you can use also the notes on the keyboard to select the scale. So in this case, let's select C. So we selected C. Then, and why not, an E flat? So you can see straight away that it's looking at C natural minor, and you can continue like that, G and B flat. Now you can click on this symbol here to focus only on the scale that contains exactly those notes. In that case, if you want the scale to appear, you need to continue to add notes. For example, D, an F, a C, and A flat. There you go. It says I have found the C natural minor, and you have also the relative E flat major. Okay, and that helps. Okay, if you want to focus on the scale containing exactly the notes that you have selected. You can click on this symbol here to remove all the different selection as well. Now, if I click on a note like which can be a C sharp or a D flat. At the moment, he has selected D flat major, and that's because up here you have this new selection, which is saying select accidental which are flat. So in this case, you have a D flat major. But if I was to click on that and change that to sharp, then it will say, okay, no, this is not a D flat, but I have to prioritize scale with sharp. So in this case, it's a C sharp scale. Okay, so just keep that in mind because that helps. You also have the usual screen where you can sort scale by number of notes, low to high, high to low, or from all keys, C to B or B to C. So B to C is in descending mode, the C to B is in ascending mode, and also you can choose to sort alphabetically as well. Okay, then next what you can do is also represent this keyboard here by a guitar fret or fretboard. There you are, so that's quite nice. And you can of course go click on the symbol again to go back to the piano. And you can change the representation below here as well, from a piano keyboard to a guitar fretboard, or to have them both as you prefer. The other thing you can do when you selected the scale, and let's select one. So let's go for something like that, C natural minor. You can click on it and hold and move to the left and we'll play the scale. You can do the same but from the left to the right, and it will play in descending mode that scale that you have selected. Now you can have you have a list of different scales which are represented based on the note that I've selected above. When you're happy with one of them, you can click on this arrow pointed to the right, and you have additional information about the scale on the right hand side. You can maximize the window. You can click on this symbol here. So click on it and you can maximize the window on the right. And you can go back to the previous view clicking on scale as you've just seen. Let's maximize it again. So now in this view, you can see the scale in ascending. You can also select in descending mode. So again, if you leave it on ascending and click on the piano keyboard, it will play in ascending mode. If I select in descending, I click again on the keyboard. Now below you see the notes which belong to that particular scale. So C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and C. So that C natural minor. Let's scroll down. What you see here is also the degrees. So first, second, the third flat, the fourth, fifth, and then the sixth and the seventh, which are flat, and then the eighth, so one octave A above the first. The other thing which is quite interesting from a musical perspective is that here it shows you the different intervals. So for example, from the first note to the second, from the C and to the D in this case, you have two semitones, 1, 2, and therefore is a second major interval. But then from the D and E flat is only one semitone, so is a second minor interval. And it shows you all the intervals up here, which is nice. Then underneath you have piano fingerings. So for example, let's choose, and you will have it from the for the left hand, but also for the right hand. So for example, the right hand, it says you should play the first three notes with the first, second, and third finger. So first, second, and third finger, and then you should move back to have the first finger on this note, then second, third, fourth, and fifth, which is the traditional way to which you would play that C natural minor scale. You can also edit finger, and you click on there, and then you can change the editing down here for left and right hand. Remember that you have to enter fingers for every single note in the scale to be accepted. Next, you have your staff representation. So you can see notes on the staff. You can select the treble or bass as well for representation, which is nice. Below you have the fretboard for guitar. And it's nice, you see in red all the different roots for the scale, in this case, which is quite good. Below that, you have a selection between scale chords and modes. So on scale chords, you have here different chords from the scale, so C minor, and you can click for it to be played. Then it shows you also on the second note, D, what chord you can have, a D diminished, etc., etc. You can have also representation by the chords on guitar, which you can, if you use your finger from the left to the right, touching, you can have the chord played. And this is the usual representation on the guitar fretboard, or you can also have them combined. Let's go back to the piano representation. You have triads here, and you can also add the seventh. In this case, on the C minor, you'll have the 7, which is a B flat, which has been added. The other thing which you can do, you can also go into mode, scale modes. In this case, you can start with relative. In this case, you have a C natural minor on the scale. You can have a D Locrian using again the same keys on the scale, same notes on the scale, the relative major, E flat major, and so on. Or you can set it to show you parallel modes. In this case, you will see that the root stays always the same, C natural minor, C Locrian, C major. So that's the difference. You can change actually parallel modes, keeping the root as the bass. So that's quite nice. The other thing which you can do is you can also close the different section and also reopen them, expand them, or collapse them as you like, which again is very, very cool indeed. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.